What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Bet Daily, June 29, 2023. Aaron, it's good to be with you, man. I've missed the last 3 days.
I know. It's been a struggle, but we've moved on without you, and now you're back, and we gave you your job back, but we thought you were gone for good.
I appreciate it, man. It hasn't been that big of a struggle. I see this plus 361 here, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, we've been doing good. We've had some good days. Yesterday, man, that we went 2-2, but boy, it felt like it could go the opposite way on us pretty quick. But Houston rises up and wins. Thank God, because I had them as well, Somich. And then the Marlins, they got in a long rain delay, and sometimes when you come back from those rain delays, you never really know. But they took care of business. So nice 2-2 day to kind of get us going. I say nice because Wednesdays are usually disasters for us, but it was good. Right. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, up $8 for the week. We'll take it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Michael Olsen hit a parlay there with Houston and Tampa as well. Tampa also snatching victory from the jaws of defeat there in the last part.
I can't be happy. I had an okay day, Michael, so I will be happy for you, but I can't be happy about that last one because I did have the Diamondbacks at plus 135 to end the night. Like I said, it's a good night, so I wasn't as mad when they blew that game as I would have been on normal days. But yeah, the Diamondback get 8 shutout innings. You know, Davies pitches like 6 innings, doesn't give him a run. It's like, wow, they're going to get away with this. And the closer comes in and absolutely blows it. 2 strikes away from a win for the Diamondbacks.
What can you do? What can you do? Now, Reds, they win in extra innings. They end up taking, 2 out of 3 there from the Orioles. They have 3 against the Padres, 4 against the Nationals, 3 against the Brewers. If they can find a way to go 7-3 going into this, they're going to be up like 2 games in NL Central, and I'm going to have my little party hat on.
It's crazy. You know, they lost 2 of 3 to the Braves, but they only lost by 1 run both games. So they go up to Baltimore. In the first game, they get in a massive rain delay, and they were throwing pitchers out there that I had never even heard of, and I watched them every night. And then lo and behold, Abbott comes out. He absolutely shuts them down in the middle game. And then yesterday, they were up 7-4. They blew the lead. It was 7-7. Major gut check. All they did was come back and blow them out in the extra inning. So amazing 2 out of 3 there for the Reds. Fantastic.
I love how scrappy they are. Jesse chiming in here. He wants some input on a parlay. He went with Miami, Cleveland, Houston, Philadelphia. Any opinions would be appreciated. Well, guess what, Jesse? We're going to be talking about Miami. We're going to be talking about Cleveland. We're going to be talking about Houston. And Philly's in the rundown. So we're going to cover all 4 of these games for you as we rip through it, which is always a good thing as well. And guess who's here? It's our boy Magic. And my audio's on the wrong mic.
Hi.
As well.
Hello.
Hey, Magic. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. Got it. Apparently my audio's on the wrong mic, so I'm switching.
Yeah. I was so Comic-Con is a month away. And to do some of the stuff off-site, it's such a big event now that you have to do like reservations. And they opened at 9 a.m. and at 9:02 a.m. every single reservation was taken. So our whole group was sitting there just madly like making sure we got what we wanted, but we did. It's going to be really cool.
That's great to hear. I have a yes or no question for you. Just yes or no. Are you going to dress up, you and your wife, for Comic-Con?
Define dress up.
Like wear, cosplay, superhero outfit, whatever.
Not full cosplay, no. We definitely have the screen printed t-shirts, by the way. Aaron, nice shirt. Like what you're wearing. We did not plan this.
Love it.
But, yeah. The Aaron and I are as coordinated right now as my wife and I get for Comic-Con.
There we go. All right. I was going to ask you, that's a scary thought. Magic is a furry. I was going to ask you what you were going to wear and make Aaron guess, but unfortunately you're not going to wear anything. So we'll just jump into the rundown instead here. We're going to kick it off with a match. Number 7 tonight, we've got the Golden State Warriors, Curry and Clay, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, Kelsey and Mahomes. Guess what? I bet this. Why wouldn't I bet this, right? You got to bet it. Aaron, can you give us the quick cap here? Who do you like, the Warriors or the Chiefs?
The winners are the public because we won't have to see those cringy commercials ever again after this thing is over. My God, I hate those commercials. The winners, the public tonight will win.
Magic, who you like here in the match?
I don't even know what the hell this is. What is the match?
You guys are killing me. Come on. You got to get into these random things. Okay, so the match is a scramble 12-hole golf tournament between Curry and Clay versus Kelsey and Mahomes. I've spent about, we'll call it 4 hours trying to research Clay and Kelsey golfing. Apparently they're both terrible. and it's a scramble, not alternating shots, which is different than the previous events. Steph is very good at golf. He's a 1 handicap. Mahomes is a 7 handicap. That means he should be a massive favorite in this spot because they could use every single one of Curry's shots since it's a scramble. It's just whoever hits the better shot from that first point. So I like the Warriors quite a bit. I bet them minus 230. I'm trying to find a place to lay a hole and a half, but I have not found it yet. So if you see that out there, I think it's worth it, especially to get anywhere near plus money, because I think Steph is just going to beat the two of them by himself here.
So if we're talking about the match 7, which is what you have on screen, I'm going to bet on Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth to win it.
Biscuits. It's the match 8.
And I will take any bets against that you would like for match 7.
Oh, we're talking about match 8. Come on.
Oh, match 8. Oh, this is what you wanted to talk about. See, that's why I was so confused.
Hole in one for Steph. 100-1. Seems a little short. Not going to lie. Aaron, thoughts?
Okay, it's time to move on.
Mike's playing handicap today. I think that's what's happening.
You missed me, Aaron. Come on. You like these random things. All right, let's jump into the rundown here. We're going to go to the D-backs and the Rays. Crazy game last night. Rays blew it late. Rays minus 110. You get the D-backs. The D-backs minus 110. Get the Rays back at plus 100. Total sitting at 10 here. We got a bullpen game for the Rays and a very bad pitcher for the D-backs. Magic, what are you doing?
Boy, that total at 10, it seems high, but it also seems like it might be right. I didn't really do anything with this game, but like I said, I think the total is, it feels like you could see a lot of runs scored in this one. 10 between the two of, yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's the Rays. I'll say take the over the 10.
Give me the over too. The Rays bullpen is bad. Rays bullpen game seems like good over targets, and the D-backs pitcher has given up, I think it's 4 more earned in every single start except for one. I think 10 short here for two offenses that can hit the ball and likes to run on the base pass as well. Aaron, what are you doing?
I think Arizona's going to win. I took Arizona here with the money line. I think they're going to bounce back after the disaster that we talked about a little bit earlier on in the show. I think they pitched well today. Listen, I'm with you guys. Like, I'm with Somich. I should say that last point was good on why I took the Diamondbacks. If we're having a bullpen game for the Rays, I think that's when you want to try to beat them. You know, their bullpen is kind of the weakness of the team. It's still not awful, but it is the weakness of that team. So give me the Diamondbacks to bounce back here today and get a win.
Yeah, not a bad price on the Diamondbacks either. I mean, the Rays have not been playing great baseball recently, so I don't hate the minus 110 there either, but I like the over a little bit more. Let's jump over to Chicago here, a game that has been hotly debated in our text thread this morning. Magic texts over, he likes the under 8.5. It gets bet up to 10 because the wind is blowing dead out. Doc then texts me that he likes the under 10. I kind of like the under 8.5 till I found out about the wind. Good pitching matchup here. We've got Walker on the mound for the Phillies, Hendricks on the mound for the Cubs, two of the better starters for both of the teams. Magic, are you still sticking with the under here? You're going to go to a side.
No, can I do a prop bet instead? Nick Castellanos over 1.5 total bases.
Okay.
Especially if the wind is blowing out. I mean, the guy's been doing, he has a 725 slugging percentage at Wrigley Field. He's 5 for 16 lifetime against Hendricks. 1.5 bases with the wind blowing out. Why not?
There you go. I like that prop. I like the Phillies today. I think they're the better team. I think Walker and Hendricks are about even. I'll take the Phillies bats, especially if the wind is blowing out. I don't want to touch this total just because of the way it's been bet, and I just don't have a big enough opinion on it. I was looking at the under 8.5 if the wind wasn't the way it is, but it is, and so I don't really know how to handle that. Aaron, what'd you do here?
I took the Phillies. I think they are just a surging team right now. We kind of saw it late last year where they got hot and boy, they were tough to beat. This year they did the same thing. They didn't start off very well, but they are playing great right now. They're getting going a little bit earlier this year. They've kind of dominated the Cubs the last 2 games. I think they keep it going. I think the wind blowing out favors the Phillies over the Cubs. You look at the Phillies lineup, and Magic touched on one, and I couldn't agree more. Castellanos has been fantastic. I think the Cubs lineup, it's not great. So I think if the game's a high-scoring game, it'll favor the Phillies. Give me Philadelphia.
Yeah, here's Alex chiming in with a little stats. This is a Magic-esque thing. Similar weather in 144 games at Wrigley as of today. We've seen a 17% increase in runs and a 30% increase in homers, so that helps that over on Castellanos as well. Magic gets a call right now, so he's out of here. Just doesn't respect the show at all. Unbelievable. All right, let's jump into here. The White Sox, Angels minus 134. Total sitting at 9. It's Lance Lynn versus Patrick Sandoval. Neither of these guys are very good, Aaron. Sandoval specifically had one good start against the Royals, but if you take that out, he's given up 3 or more earned in 5 or less innings in in his last 3 starts. One of those is against Seattle, another against Colorado. Not great. What are you doing here?
Yeah, it's funny. You fade Sandoval, but then Lance Lynn's on the mound for the Sox. So you're like, well, you can't really fade him. I think Los Angeles gets the job done here, but I think you're going to lean over in this spot, whether it's over first 5 or over for the whole game. I think you can't go wrong. Both these guys are giving up runs. They're scoring runs in the series as well. So I think over makes a ton of sense. I'm not sure why it's at 9. That kind of feels like a trap almost.
Yeah, I want to pop the over here. I don't trust the White Sox offense, but I don't have enough faith that I want to play the Angels minus a half run in the first 5 to make it plus money either. So this game has kind of been a conundrum for me. It starts at 1 o'clock West Coast time here, so I got a little bit of time to decide if I'm going to play it, but I've gone back and forth on this one quite a bit. The over was my initial reaction. I just don't know if I want to pop it because this White Sox offense.
Yeah, that is going to be the big kind of issue. The other thing is Sandoval, he's not as bad as what he's pitching right now, right? I mean, he's not a star. I'm not saying that, but at some point you got to think he might put it together. And what if it's against the White Sox that don't have a great offense, like you said, then all of a sudden it might get lopsided. I don't know. I played the Angels. I feel like Lance Lynn is just the worst of the 2 evils on the mound today. So I took the Angels.
Magic, what do you think here? White Sox and Angels.
Aaron said it well. Yeah, I'll take the Angels.
Yeah, Lance Lynn not been phenomenal. Given up at least 3 earned in every one of his last 5 starts. Gave up 8 earned last time facing this Angels team in a 12-5 loss. That would have been over. That would have been Angels. We'll see if we get that repeat of that again today. All right, let's head out to the race of the day. I have been avoiding Ellis because I generally don't like CDI, and I decided to play Ellis today. And now I'm already upset about it because the changes have been an absolute mess. We saw a plethora of scratches in the 6th and 9th, but they didn't announce they were off the turf. You kind of assume they were, though. Aaron and I talked about this before the show. Now they have announced they're off the turf. It is going to be muddy today at Ellis. Well, let's talk about race number 8, which fortunately I picked a dirt race today for the race of the day, so we didn't get totally screwed over here. Right now, just the also eligible scratched out the 13. Aaron, we'll start with you. Who do you like in Ellis race number 8?
Well, one thing I was going to mention here, I had told you before we got on that on the Ellis feed, it was just like a logo, just floating logo around. They did show the grandstand and the weather. It is freaking pouring at Ellis. So it's going to be sloppy. And like I said, off the turf, obviously. To this race here, it's not a great one. I'm going to go number 6, Peak Popularity on top here. First of all, the horse does have a nice slot pedigree. This horse is by Mendelssohn out of a Curlin mare. So I think the slot will be okay. Last time out at Churchill Downs, Peak Popularity was able to get the job done in a maiden special weight, going 1.25 miles. I think they need she needs every bit of the distance here. So 1.125 miles. I know it's a little bit of a cutback, but still a long race, longest you're going to find for that next race. So give me the number 6 here to win 2 in a row. I think the horse will enjoy the slot.
Yeah, the 6 was one of those that I looked at quite a bit. I mean, this is a pretty contested race. For me, I ended up going with the 4 Magic Bubbles on top here, taking a Steve Atkinson horse. Second time out. Why are you laughing at me, Magic?
I love the name.
Oh, you were very giddy there when I said that. I'm going to go with the 4 Magic Bubbles. Second time out, I think sits a better trip. I think runs a better race. I think the distance is going to help, too. Like I like the races at 1 mile and a 16th more than I like the races at 1 mile. And this one broke its maiden at Oakland Park over a sloppy track, which was clearly her best race in that spot. So I think she comes out, runs well here over the off track for Steve Atkinson. So give me the 4 Magic Bubbles. Magic, where are you going?
Colson's just gotten really into watching Finding Nemo lately. There's the one fish in the tank that's always about bubbles, so it's a magic boat. Anyways, your horse is going to lose, Mike, because your horse has a bum of a jockey aboard. That bum of a jockey got kicked off of my top pick, the 5, who gets replaced with Louise Saez. Yeah, give me She's Looking Lucky. I think, in all seriousness, Gate to Wire, I think, is a strong possibility for her. Has been absolutely facing some strong fillies. She faced Wet Paint in the Fantasy 2-back and Tax. Tax came out of that to win a stakes race. And then she was in that allowance race against Scylla. Scylla absolutely freaked that day to win by 8 1/4. Second, third, and fourth place were all within about a length and a half of each other. So she fits in well with that group. I think stretching back out to 2 turns in 1 1/8, being forwardly placed in the slop is going to be a big deal. And again, getting Luis Saez aboard is a big help. No real shame on Gaffleon. I actually have the 4 horse in second, but I went with the 5 to go gate to wire.
Aaron, can I interest you in the 1 Mustang Lady at all?
Oh, Mustang Lady. Let's see. No, you can't.
I think the switch to this. I think the sloppy track helps this one move forward. We've been on the turf, we've been off the turf, we've been on the synthetic, but I think the best race there in that 2-year-old campaign was on a sloppy track at Churchill. I think Mustang Lady at 10-1 is your long shot that's got a shot here. Magic, do you like anyone at a price?
As far as like a double-digit price, not really. I kind of like the 9 as well. I think she'll sit right behind the 5 in case the 5 doesn't end up handling the 9 furlongs. You'd think that the 9 could, but yeah.
I use the 9 too. I think the 9's interesting as well. Aaron, did you like any prices here?
I liked the 8 a little bit. I thought that horse had a little bit of a shot here. Kind of coming second off the claim for a guy I don't know a whole lot about, but this is a pretty ambitious spot. And this horse had been against decent horses, and 3 back actually beat Magic Bubbles, another horse I like, by the way. So I thought the 8, I don't know if we can get back to that form, getting back to the dirt, made a little bit of sense here at a decent number.
So there you go, Ellis. Race number 8, 1 1/8. Nice little allowance here. We'll see what happens later in the card. Well, I'm interested to see how sloppy this track gets too, because when it says scattered thunderstorms and your face is like that when you look at the feed, it could be a mess out there.
They showed it for a couple minutes. It looked horrific. So I think it's going to be an absolute mess. I don't know if it's supposed to rain all day or not, but that was about 35 minutes to post. They showed it, and I was like, holy shit, how are they going to run? So we'll see.
We'll see what happens. All right, I'm going to jump to our best bets for the day here, and I am going to go right back. It's interesting. We have 2 people going right back to the teams that won yesterday. Give me the Astros. I'm going to lay a 1.5 here, take them plus 140 in this spot. They're taking on the Cardinals. Wainwright's pitching. He's bad. Like, he's legit bad now. Like, there's not even like a he sort of is struggling. No, he's bad. Like, plus 6 ERA at this point. He's got a 1.82 whip. He's not keeping the ball in the park. He's struck out 24 hitters in 46 2/3 innings. That is atrocious. On the other side, we got JP Franson, who's pitched very well, younger pitcher for the Astros. I was surprised the Astros weren't more than a minus 130 favorite. I don't mind betting them minus 130. I don't mind Astros first 5 minus a half run at plus 108 if you want to go that direction. But I'm going to go for the biggest plus I can here. Give me the Astros minus a 1.5 plus 140. Aaron, you're doing a lot of head shaking there.
Love it. I absolutely love it. I played the Astros without the money line or without the run line and just on the money line. I actually got them this morning at minus 110. I put it in immediately when I saw it. It has floated up to minus 125, minus 130, depending on where you go. But yeah, minus 110, it was an automatic bet for me. I love JP Franz. I think he's very good. I've watched him a lot. He's a good young pitcher, and you got an old bad pitcher on the mound for the Cardinals. So it just makes sense. The price was too good not to go right back with Houston today.
Yeah, he was phenomenal against the Dodgers last time out too. Just absolutely just grooving against them. Beat Gonsolin, or outdueled Gonsolin, I should say, in that game where the Dodgers really couldn't get anything going at all. And that is a much better lineup than what he's facing today with the Cardinals. Magic taking it under with 2 teams that do not like to hit. That's usually a good thing.
Yeah, so only one team in Major League Baseball has cashed fewer overs this year than the Cleveland Guardians, which is crazy because are they in first place in the AL Central? What game behind? They're first place in the AL Central right now, and they can't cash overs at all. So they actually have the 3rd most unders cashed. 5th most unders cashed goes to the Royals. So I think that obviously, like you said, Mike, these 2 teams don't like to hit that much. The last 5 games between these 2 teams at Kansas City specifically, the unders cashed 4 of those. Cleveland's on a hot streak. They've won 7 of their last 9. They've got Bieber going to the mound. I thought, he pitched really well 2 back against Arizona Diamondbacks, if you remember, and then they left him in just a little bit too long, and he gave up 2 home runs in the 8th inning, and then everything kind of went to shit for him in that start. He had a rough outing against the Brewers last time, but again, this is the Kansas City Royals. They are not a good team whatsoever. If it weren't for the A's, the Royals would just be made fun of all the time on the show. It feels like they almost are anyways. But, I really like under 9 in this spot, gentlemen.
Yeah, the A's said, hold my beer, let me let what, Herman throw a perfect game against me last night? Because that's really hold my beer as bad as he's been pitching. This is another oldie matchup here. We got Shane Bieber and Zach Greinke going to the mound. I played the Guardians minus a half run first 5 because I at some point Shane Bieber's going to blow up. His advanced metrics are terrible, but Zach Greinke's worse, and you get the better lineup of the Guardians. I like the under here too, Magic, but I played Guardians first 5. Aaron, did you do anything here?
Yeah, I took the Guardians here as well. And listen, I think this is a team that underachieved greatly the first part of the season. I think they're playing a lot better right now. And listen, that like Magic said, they finally got up to where now they are leading the division at 39-40, which is sad. This is another game. Listen, when the Guardians play the Royals, the Guardians have to win games like this if they're going to win the division. They dominated last night. Magic, I hope they don't score as many runs today as they did last night. They got 14, I think, last night.
They got 14. They blew their load last night. I'm hoping they're a little dried out today.
Well, and listen, that happens to the best of us, Magic. So not me, but you probably. So I like the Guardians play. I like that underplay as well.
Hey, Magic,
lots of cranberry juice.
Yeah, there's 9 batters in the Guardians lineup. 8 of them have faced Zach Greinke. How many do you think have gotten a hit off Zach Greinke?
7.5.
All 8. They have all gotten a hit off Zach Greinke. If you want a player prop for this one, you mentioned just some matchups specifically. For Kansas City, Salvador Perez is currently leading the team in homer average and RBIs. He is 5 for 20 against Shane Bieber with 3 home runs. May not be a terrible home run prop guy there if you want to play Salvador Perez. He has raked against Shane Bieber so far in his career. All right, let's jump over to Aaron's best bet. You're just running it back too, buddy.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the Marlins. They've won 2 in a row here in Boston. They were much the best in game 1. Game 2, like I said, is 1-1, long rain delay. They came back. They kind of dominated. Now we get this matchup. This can be the toughest one of the 3. I will say that because Bello has pitched really well for Boston in the last 3 or 4 games. But Luzardo's on the mound for the Marlins. He's solid too. I thought the price was good enough to go back with the Marlins here at minus 103. I think they're like minus 105 or 8 last time I saw them. Now this was a little bit earlier this morning, but still very playable price for me. Like I said, it feels like an even pitching matchup, but the Marlins are a better team overall. So give me the Marlins again, and hopefully we can get them 2 in a row here to start the week.
I went back and forth between the Marlins and the Red Sox here. I played under first 5. You can get under 5 first 5. And Bello has been someone who we've talked about quite a bit on this show, has become a bet on after the first month of the season where he really struggled. Fun fact, Magic, do you know the only team hitting 300 or better against a specific left or right-handed pitcher is the Miami Marlins, who are hitting 300 against lefties so far this year? Bello's a righty, so it's not relevant to this game, but I was shocked that the Marlins were the only team in baseball hitting 300 or better against either side.
Who was it? Someone else was supposed to be really good against. I can't think of it. This is great radio. I thought it was the Guardians have been actually doing really well against lefties as well, but that is crazy.
Rangers are hitting 296, Braves 294, Nationals 281, the top 4 against lefties. Kind of surprising. The Nationals and the Marlins are both there. Rangers and Braves, not all that shocking. Did you do anything with this one, Magic?
I did not. Nope.
All right, that's the kind of content we're looking for.
Well, one thing I'll say, I don't know if that. Whoops. Where'd it go? I don't know if that saying. Michael says I was at the wedding last night. This could be the funeral. I don't think that applies here.
No, I wouldn't do that in baseball unless, like, maybe if you cash like a plus 260 and you're running back the plus 260 again and back, like the Rockies Red Sox days where you felt like you were really playing with fire, taking the Rockies back-to-back nights.
Correct.
Maybe that's the wedding funeral thing. Maybe if you're trying to hit a 5-team parlay back-to-back nights, it's a little wedding funeral because that means you have to go 10-0 over 2 days. But with some of these baseball games, I mean, I don't mind. Look, I bet the Astros in game 1 of the series. I bet the Astros in game 2 of the series. I'm going to bet the Astros in game 3 of the series because I think they're the better team than the Cardinals. And if I'm getting close to even money, I'm just going to go ahead and be betting the Astros.
Well, and it's not like the Marlins got some kind of miracle win. They dominated the game, you know. So, and it's not like the Marlins were the underdogs. They were the favorites in that game last night. So, listen, they could lose for sure, but the wedding is like you said. I bet the Nationals at plus 250 yesterday, and they won. Okay, maybe today you don't bet the Nationals. That's what that applies to. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of point that out.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up for the day as we all click on random comments so they pop up. Magic. All right, let's jump through the best bets here, and then we will take off. Magic taking the Guardians Royals under 9. Somich going with the Astros minus 1.5 plus 140. Aaron going with the Marlins minus 103. Record for the week 2-2 up $8, up $361 for the year. We are going to Woodbine this weekend. Woodbine Saturday because we get 5 stakes races.
I tried.
I don't like Ellis, and Ellis just proved to me why I don't like it today. And I don't remember why we didn't pick Belmont. What was the reason we didn't pick Belmont, Magic?
You picked Woodbine. I don't know.
There we go.
You know what?
Belmont wasn't even in discussion.
Papa Dude and I will do Belmont then.
There you go.
Okay.
Papa Dude and Aaron taking on Belmont. Yep. Magic and I go into Woodbine for the late pick 5 there with a nice little 20 center pick 5, so we can have some fun with that, Magic. Smiles, all smiles, buddy. All right, that's going to be it for Zoot Bet Daily today. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. More bets from around the sports and horse racing worlds. Good luck with all of your bets today.